Good morning. Welcome to Coffee and Tarot Time, Golden Girls Edition. What is coming up in your love life? This is a collective and it's a timeless reading. So whenever you come across it, it's just a timeless reading. Okay? Like you guys are. You're pretty much timeless, all of you. Okay, so I've already shuffled and I laid them out. Nobody wants to hear me shuffle or watch me shuffle. I found that out the hard way. And I decided to use my Golden Girls deck because I think it adds a little something to love readings. I don't know why, but I just do. You can let me know your thoughts below. Then again, I don't know if any of you really care what cards I use. So I say, let's give it a try. Just want to make sure. Hold on. Card number one. Damn. Hold on, let's get that in. There we go. Ah, the tower. There's something about the tower that I really like. I have to be honest with you. And when we see it in the love reading and the concept of love, I always take the tower as something as unexpected, and I get it good, believe it or not, where most readers do a lot of, doom and gloom sort of thing. I always get the tower as, you know what, when it comes to love, like anything's possible because we all sit in this view. We all have this view of, oh, nothing's going to change. We'll be, we're in the same spot. I don't think anything's going to ever get better. Where I kind of come from the place of there's a lot of change. And with the with the tower, it happens out of nowhere. And I've seen it. I've seen it and I've heard it. So when we see the tower, we have to say to ourselves, okay, so we're asking about love. So if we're sitting there and either we're, by ourselves, we're in unproductive relationships, whatever the situation, well, let's face it, if you were happy, you wouldn't be watching me. Nobody comes to me when they're happy. Unless it's my friends and I force them to watch me. But truth be known, nobody comes when they're happy. So when we see the tower, we have to say to ourselves, wow, something's just coming out of the blue. Like something is going to hit us from out of the blue. And you know what? That's a good thing. And I got to make a correlation to Shady Pines because that was the catalyst for Sophia to go live with Dorothy, Blanche, and Rose. If you're old enough that you can appreciate the Golden Girls. Although I think the younger generation is starting to watch them now because they were so funny. And you know what? It's funny how it's still so relatable, especially in the dating part of it. So there's something that's going to happen that's going to be a catalyst. Maybe it's not even happening to you. Maybe it's happening to somebody else. Have you been in a third-party relationship and finally a divorce or a breakup is coming? Because that is a divorce card. Okay. Has somebody maybe moved away and suddenly moves back? It's all these components of what you thought was never possible becomes possible. Okay. All right. So now we're on to card 2. Whoops. I must have put them reverse and I don't read reverse no matter what. And here you are. That's Rose. Here you are. 4 of Cups is, you're thinking about what you did have and all the new stuff that's there just isn't doing it. Now, when we take it in the concept of love, we take it as maybe you're still pining. Do they still use that term? Pining over an old love. Okay. And you've had new opportunities come in to your life, but yet there's something about the old person, So a lot of times when I read for people, they're like, well, I'm still in love with this one and this and that. And I think it's good to be alone. I think you need to heal. Nobody wants, to take anybody on a rebound. But when we get the 4 of Cups and now we have the Tower right behind it, she does not realize that something is going to happen, that it is going to shake up her love life. Okay. And in a good way. I think to the point where all those cups are going to fall down. And this was actually very, very funny because I don't remember too much of the backstory. I think she got ill and then she wanted to really do her bucket list and live, her life to the fullest. And the girls were, on a different page. And it ended up where she ended up moving. And the women she was living with were just like ships passing in the night. They didn't have that friend component. So I would say in a love life, either that is somebody you were with is experiencing that now, or that is what you've been experiencing with new people you're dating, and you're about to meet somebody who's going to give you that connection, that deep friend connection. Okay. Knight of Wands. I like the Knight of Wands. Usually that's a fire energy. Okay. We went from water, now we're at fire. I like the Knight of Wands, but the Knight of Wands gets a real bad rap. He's always about, he's our second fastest knight. And he's always about a knight that just comes in and just, it's like a one hit wonder, like our hookup guy. But sometimes I think even the Knight of Wands can lead to a serious relationship. But you have to, I don't want to use the word train the person. Look, women set the narrative for how the relationship's going to go. If you think that continuously doing hookups and situationships is going to get a guy to fall in love with you and, eventually he'll want to be with me, then you're very sadly mistaken. Because the chances of that happening are pretty low. And you're probably like, Denise, how do you know that? And I'll tell you how Denise knows. I read for so many women. I'm exposed to it so much that I know it. But the good news is this. As we're getting through this reading, here's what I see in your love life. I feel a lot of you are just sitting there in this blah. You're sitting there like Rose. And all of a sudden something's going to shake up, whether that's a new person or an old person coming back. And we have, there they are, the Knight of Wands. Now, one of the reasons they come back is because they felt a connection with you. Okay. And they're not feeling it with all these other people. So they felt a connection with you and they want to get that feeling again because they haven't had that feeling in a long time. So they're looking to get it again. And with the Ten of Pentacles in love, that's the utopia. I get that card a lot. If you go back and listen to my readings, I get it a lot. Different decks too, and I shuffle these suckers. So the Ten of Pentacles is the card of utopia. It's more and more. And see the tree of growth? So I don't really think Mr. Knight of Wands is going to come in and just leave. I feel this time they are going to stay. There's something about they're going to stay because I feel they have not been satisfied and they're starting to look for something more. Now, is it old? It could be. Somebody from your past comes back in, shocks the shit out of you, totally did a 180 and changed and wants something substantial because they've missed you. They haven't had those feelings with anyone else. Maybe they went out there, they sowed oats. Do they still sow oats? Is it like Quaker oats or sowing? What is that? And they're looking for that connection. And they know they want it. Like their goal is the Ten of Pentacles, which maybe before their goal wasn't. Or you've been sitting there, because there's all different scenarios. You've been sitting there waiting for love, and you've been very disappointed. And all of a sudden, out of the blue, comes somebody. And it gives you that excitement and it gives you that hope for the future. So, final card. I love Sophia. So the final card is the Two of Wands, and that's like a message from Spirit. And you know what that message is saying to you? It's saying, have faith. Okay? You can't see your ships coming in yet, See, this is the view you're in, or the other person. This is the view that you're in. And it tells you with the Two of Wands that even though you can't see what's coming, you have to have faith. Even though every day is wash, rinse, repeat. I hear you. And you're like, how could things possibly change when everything is the same? Well, there's a lot of different ways things can change, and I have seen them. And with the Two of Wands, you have to remember the next card is the Three of Wands, okay? And the Three of Wands shows the ships coming in. And let's face it, nothing's ever going to be as fast as we want it to be, but there's a reason there's a buffer. I always say there's a reason there's a buffer. Okay. And I also like this with Sophia because she's standing there holding the world in her hand. And Sophia had a lot of wisdom, and it came with age because usually with age comes wisdom, or so we hope. And I feel with her, she's smart enough to know that things do change and your life will change. And it does look like there is either new love coming in or someone from the past. Everybody's story is different, so it's a collective reading. So hopefully this reading made sense. Let me know. Put comments below. If you like it, and let me know your thoughts. And I thank you for watching. This is Coffee and Tarot Time. I am the Queen of Wands if you're new. And everybody, have a great day.